Hey guys, I'm just curious. What is it? What tools do you guys utilize to make that decision, other than standard TA? So, like you're saying that you think Bitcoin hit a top or something along that line on this market. What are you using to kind of gauge yourself off of that?
Okay, well, um, I as far as major tops, this is I don't see that. I don't see us as necessarily being a major top yet. I don't have enough data. I'll know if say Bitcoin starts to break below 30,000, 28,000, then we're pretty much in a bear market by that point by definition. And I think the only thing that can reverse uh, Bitcoin going even lower in price is for Jay Powell to step in and cry uncle and say, you know what, we're going to start printing money again because we have no choice. I'm waiting for that signal. That's going to be a very key macro signal. The metrics right now, they're still looking great. There's a lot of coins being moved off exchanges into cold wallets. However, keep in mind that a lot of those coins that are being moved off exchanges from spot exchanges are going into the futures market, which creates a lot more volatility. And there's been so many people trying to catch the falling knife. The lower Bitcoin goes in the last few weeks, that we've had billions of dollars liquidated on the futures side. That keep that in mind. So a lot of people who say, yeah, Bitcoin's so bullish, the supply is shrinking. Well, that's partly true, but not fully true because they're not taking into account the billions of dollars of Bitcoin that are sitting on futures markets being actively traded.
That's a
So
big thing. I was going to say to that point, Chris, like, because constantly people always tell me about the exchange reserves metric you can get on like a lot of major platforms like Glassnode and stuff, and it includes a lot of the platforms. But the problem is it's including their spot balance sheet. It's not including like the futures, and also they don't include some major derivatives platforms like Bybit and a couple others that have really, like, again, as you mentioned, these are just casinos for everyday people. They're really extracting liquidity and value from people, and it's completely distorted the actual spot market where price is discovered. So when you're, for example, in Digifox, if you're getting paid in crypto, if you're going on Coinbase and buying crypto, buying it through Robinhood, no matter where you're buying it, you're usually buying spot Bitcoin, right? Physical, in a sense, kind of what would be defined as if you were actually own physical gold or silver. Whereas now, just like the gold and silver markets, you've gotten flooded with paper derivatives, these futures contracts, different types of financial products that don't have the Bitcoin backing, like the future settled Bitcoin ETF. There's all these big problems that are still holding us back, and until those get sorted out, until people stop using these kind of derivative based market platforms and go back into spot buying, we're never going to have that consistent parabolic run up like we had in 2017. I think you even hit on that, Chris. Like the difference, it's changed from 2014. Now you can short the market. You can go play in these markets with 2, 5, 10, 20x leverage. And unless you know how to use that leverage as a tool, you end up just getting crushed in the end.
And what's nice to see that despite that, 2021 was the year of liquidations, forced liquidations due to all over leveraged futures accounts. And despite even with that, taking that into account, there were still windows of opportunity that did stay open for a number of weeks where massive amounts could be made. And back to the listener's question is that I mean, I'm using a combination of, first of all, I'm tracking what the top performers are doing in crypto. It's just like I do with stocks. I'm always looking at the top performers because that's kind of my guide on how healthy the market is. Because if the leading cryptos are getting taken down, well, that's not a healthy market. And this happens over a period of not a few days. We're talking a period of weeks. It's a trend that sets in. And right now we're seeing a downtrend at Bitcoin. We're seeing a lot of leading cryptos having trouble. Um, we see some. There's a handful. There's maybe three or four cryptos out there like Luna and Matic, and they're trying to buck the trend. They're trying to go higher. But that doesn't make a bull market. I need to see more evidence of more of these high quality names starting to really undergo upside moves. Until I see that, I'm going to stick to, well, the major overriding signal is that Bitcoin is in a downtrend on a daily, and with the headwind of Jay Powell tapering and then eventually hiking, I don't I'm not expecting a major buy signal in crypto for perhaps a number of weeks, and maybe it takes longer. It really, I think, all depends on how Powell, how long it takes Powell to cry uncle, and that is dependent on the Nasdaq Composite and the S&P 500. Those are kind of the two benchmarks I think he uses, because in the last 10 years, whenever those averages corrected to around 20%, that's when he would step in and calm the markets.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good old J Pal, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely,
Pleasure.
man.